Good evening, everybody. Judy Music here with my part 2 of Picking Up the Slack. That is the series of tutorials on how to use Slack, which is the online collaborative workspace that Berea Academy is trying to switch over to, especially during this time that we're having to do remote education. There's already a YouTube video that's posted on using Slack on your phone. Slack is available to use on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, on your desktop to computer. There's a variety of different ways that you can use it. The same places where you usually could use texting or email, you will be able to use Slack. Everybody should have received an invite in your email inbox to join a Slack team. Now, we have set up different Slack workspaces for each of the classes that are happening at Berea Academy, and also some of our special functions like our study hall and lunchroom. They also have Slack channels. So right now, I'm going to show you what Slack looks like if you are using it from the browser, so like on a desktop computer. So I went to slack.com up here, and then this is what their general home page looks like. I have already signed into Slack before on this computer, so I don't have to sign in. The same thing will be true of you. If you clicked on one of those links inside of one of your emails, you would have already signed in. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to push this button that says Launch Slack. When I push on that, there's going to be a menu of several different channels that I have signed into from this computer. You can see I have quite a few. So I am going to click on my British class. My British class has been using Slack for a number of years, so this is nothing unfamiliar to them. You'll find that most of the students, most of your children that are enrolled at Berea Academy already understand Slack or learn very quickly, which is a blessing. It's those of us that are not as attuned to new technology that our slowing curve is a little bit harder. It takes us a little bit more, but I'm hoping that once you get used to Slack, you are going to really enjoy some of the benefits that it provides. So inside of a channel, workspace in Slack, there are going to be channels, which is over here on the top. And you can think of channels kind of like different channels on a TV. I know I'm showing my age here to say that you would turn the channel on your TV, but each of these is a different subject that the students might have to work on while they are being part of the British class. For example, my students are, as a part of their learning about the British social class system, they are split into different social classes. And so I have aristocracy here, I have gentry, I have urban middle class, and I have vulgar. And if I go into the aristocracy channel, this is going to be information that is only of interest to those students that are part of the aristocracy. So it's kind of like a subgroup of the large classroom. I also have a channel that is for my Tuesday class instead of my Thursday class. I have two different sections, and the Thursday people don't want to have to read information that only pertains to the Tuesday people, and vice versa. Every Slack workspace is going to have a general tab right here and is going to have a random channel right here. Berea is using the random channels to post like our MailChimps. So if you want to go back and look at a piece of information that we sent out via email, they are going to be recorded here. Some of our YouTube videos that we have been releasing are going to be in this random channel. Students have the opportunity to post something that is fun, not necessarily related to the British class in this case, but related to homeschooling. All of the channels have this, or all of the workspaces inside of Berea in our classrooms also have this channel that is called Zoom Meeting. This is where we are posting the links for the classroom sessions that are happening remotely. So channels here will vary from one workspace to another. The teachers can tailor these to the needs of their particular class. Students also can add channels as needed with the teacher's permission to facilitate learning in that particular environment. Below the channels, we have a messaging function, and it's called direct messages. Sometimes it's called DMs. So in here, these are the different people that I have talked to as a direct message. And I'm going to go ahead and pick my daughter Glory so that I am not invading someone else's privacy while I am posting this on YouTube. And this is the message that has been happening between me and Glory. And unlike email, which reads from the top down, here inside of Slack, the most recent information is right where I want to see it. It's on the bottom. But if I want to see things that happened in the past, I can scroll up. Glory has submitted her homework to me, and I'm not going to lose it. I'm not going to misplace it. It's not going to be lost in an email inbox that gets 400, 500 emails a day. It's right here where I can view it and make comments on it to her, so that's very convenient for me. We also have installed Zoom right inside of our Slack workspaces, so teachers can set up a meeting very quickly and very easily for any student that is enrolled inside of the workspace here. Parents, you are welcome to join these workspaces as well. The same way when we send out homework emails and we have a parent copied on the homework email, this is a similar system. You can get on here, you can see what is happening, you can still have involvement. In fact, you can even have a little bit more involvement because you'll get to see some of the projects and the pictures and the presentations that the students are posting. So that's kind of fun. Now, I said that there's going to be a number of different workspaces, and you're going to want to have the ability to change back and forth between the workspaces. Maybe I want to look at British class right now, but then I need to talk to someone in a different class. The way that I do that from the browser here is I go up to the upper left-hand side where it says British class, and I'm going to click on that, and then all of these different pieces of information and settings come. But if I go down to the bottom, I can see here where it says switch workspaces, and then all of these different workspaces are linked for me because I have signed into these spaces on this computer. Once you have your workspaces linked on a device, they will stay linked unless you unlink them. So getting them connected is a one-time deal. After you do that, you can very, very easily and quickly switch. So let's say I want to move down and see what is happening in public speaking. So I'm going to click on the public speaking Slack space. And here, now you can see in the upper left-hand side, I'm in public speaking. They have a similar list of channels. They have added a channel that says assignments, and so this is where they are talking about homework with their teacher. Now I am going to switch again because I don't teach public speaking, so this is not as much of something that I need to worry about, but I too teach level 1, level 2. So if I click on my level 1, level 2 workspace, now here you can see I am in level 1, level 2. And I have a message that I started but did not finish. And so right here you can see where there are drafts. That lets me know I have something that I was working on. Here is my message that I started down here. If I want to send it, which I will to show you, all I do is hit enter on my keyboard, and there it is. It popped right on up. Here, my channels for this class are separated by unit. So our class was studying My Family and Other Animals. They have a channel that is dedicated to all of the information about that unit. They also have a channel where they are giving presentations and then leaving comments about those presentations, which is kind of fun, where they get to encourage one another in that way. Again, I have separated my Thursday and my Wednesday classes. So my Wednesday class information is things that pertain to them. I want to show you down here, this direct message feature will set up private text communication either between you and a student, or you can make small groups. Like here, I have a group of 4 people, and so it works like a group text. Working on Slack from the browser is very easy. There's nothing wrong with it. It works well. You can sign in and sign out from multiple devices. If you work on one computer consistently, I highly recommend that you download and use the application for that system. So if it's on a phone, you download the Slack app. I have downloaded the Slack app here on my computer that I'm at all day long while I'm doing teaching. So you can see I'm signed in. So down here on my taskbar on the bottom, I have that Slack icon, and you can see that there is a red 3 there. That lets me know that I have 3 pieces of information that are directly related to me. Somebody has tagged me and wants my attention. So I am going to close Slack up here on my browser, and I'm going to open up my application of Slack. It looks really similar. One huge difference, though, is over on the left-hand side here. Instead of having to click up on here and then go down to try to switch workspaces this way, all of my workspaces are being shown to me, and I can scroll up and down so quickly and so easily, hopping back and forth 100 times a day to the different workspaces. In these workspaces, if there is a dot, like that white dot that's right here in front of the private music lessons, that tells me that there was new activity inside of that workspace, but that particular activity was not directed exactly towards me. In other words, my name wasn't mentioned, nobody was trying to get a hold of me in particular. So if I click on this workspace, I can see that the new part, the new activity, is up here in the general channel. And if I click on the general channel, I see, oh wow, there are free guitar lessons happening, compliments of Fender. Mrs. Menemeyer thought this was something that the music students would be interested in, and so she posted this item of interest to this group in a place where they can find it and come back to it when needed. Nothing is going to get lost in the email inbox, which is the problem that we're all having right now. In here, when I want to switch to a different workspace, all I have to do is find the workspace that I want, and then I click on it. Now here, this is my discipleship class, so this is the teenage discipleship class, and you can see there is a 1 versus down here where it was the white dot. That 1 is letting me know that this is something that is directly important to me, that a student is trying to reach me, they have tried to contact me, and so I want to make sure that I see what's going on here. If I click on my discipleship channel, then I can see, oh, Grace Jackson has sent me a message. So if I were to open this message, that would no longer be the bright white. I don't want to open it right now because direct messages are private, so I will keep those private. But because my daughter is willing to be my guinea pig, I am going to click on my direct messages with Glory music. So this is the conversation back and forth between myself and Glory. And she can post private homework here. She can talk about things not related to discipleship class if she, wants to think of something and tell me before she forgets. People also use these direct messages here to give themselves reminders. So like this is my direct message with myself. And they suggest you can draft messages, list to-dos, keep links that you want to remember, keep files you want to remember, talk to yourself. So it is a way, like a little filing cabinet for my own memory. If I want to put reminders to myself, I can put them inside of a direct message. These direct messages can be single, person to person, or they can be group. One person to a number of different people. Let me show you quickly what private channels might look like. So this is the Berea Academy main site, and you can see it is very complex. There are lots of channels, lots of things going on down here. Lots of teachers and staff are inside of this workspace. And when you see something like here, this is our channel for W9s. That has a lock icon to the left of it. That means this is private and you cannot get into this channel unless you have specifically been invited into the channel. This is an added measure of safety, and it allows a number of people to work inside of the same workspace at the same time. If you are not familiar with Slack and you would like some help getting more familiar, we would be so happy to help you. Just contact me or contact Beth. You can go to the Berea Academy website, which is what I had posted here at the beginning. And right at the top, here is the Gmail account that's associated with Berea Academy. We've learned so much about Zoom in the past couple of weeks. We can easily set up a Zoom session with you, do some screen sharing, help you get your Slack accounts set up so that you feel comfortable. And we really do believe that once you get used to using Slack, you're going to be happy that all of the information in your life is not being poured into the same bucket. It's been so hard for all of us recently to separate out what is our school life from our family life, that the ability to keep school in school and to keep family in family is important, and we want to try to help you in that way. So hopefully this was helpful. If nothing else, I have learned how to do my first recording a computer screen video. So I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will see many of my students in class tomorrow. Good night. God bless you.